they're indignant because they think that now the stimulus is going to be wonderful. What is that? So we're in a situation right now to where we're getting screwed. Absolutely getting screwed. And these guys are sitting and talking about it. All right, let's go back and let's look. And the guy from Weekly Standard, he's a smart fella. Juan Williams is a smart fella. I didn't used to like Juan, but after he stood up to NPR, I thought he was a pretty good guy. And Charles Krafthammer, gosh, what a dull-looking guy with you know, huge knowledge. I don't always agree with it, but look, here's what's happened to us, and that's what these guys are talking about. The president makes a deal with Mitch McConnell and John Boehner. It goes to the House because all money has to come out of the House. And Princess Pelosi starts adding pork to this bad boy. Trying to. It gets to the Senate, and we've got some guys passing this thing in the House that, you know, unbelievable. Now we're in the Senate, we got all this stuff put on there. Harry Reid's paying everybody in the world back. And I'll be damned if Mitch McConnell, who is my guy, and I sat earlier this year and interviewed him and think the world of the guy personally, I'll be damned if he didn't go ahead and rally support. There were 15 votes by Republicans not to pass this. 15. And I'm going, Jesus Christ, what's going on? What in the world have we got happening here? So we've got a socialist who's up there and he's going, no, we shouldn't do it, we shouldn't do it, we shouldn't do it for 8 or 9 hours. Then you got Charles Krafthammer, not in this interview, but he comes out and he says, look guys, we're going to add $1 trillion to the deficit if this passes. Now what he did is he took the actual spending pork, $55 billion, he added the loss of revenue to the government from Social Security, and then he added over 10 years the amount of possible taxes that we're going to lose. Look, this is not what they say it is. We have not gotten that $900 billion of income over the last 10 years. We don't have a tax problem. We got a spending problem. So now we've got our leaders in the Senate going, all right, we're ready, guys. We're going to send it back to the House. Now, what is the House going to do? What is the House going to do? But what really upsets me, and we're going to talk about the second phase of it, not just income taxes, but also the estate taxes. What upsets me is that now we're finding out that possibly with this transparency of the Obama administration and the transparency of the conservative leaders, Republican, I'm not so sure we can call them conservatives sometimes, of the House and the Senate, that this START treaty may have been a deal on a deal support deal worked out for Mitch McConnell to stand up and approve this thing. 15 senators no. 15. 82, 83, yes. Apparently a couple of them died and didn't vote. Got to have a little humor, folks. So, do we have a deal on a deal? Now, we're not going to talk a lot about the START Treaty, but if you haven't looked at the START Treaty, and if you haven't read some stuff on the START Treaty or some of the treaty itself, it's time for you to start reading, folks. I mean, unless you saw Putin doing a late 50s rock and roll song on TV, you've never lived. They said when he was KGB that used to torture people, and after hearing him sing last night on TV, we know how he tortured them. Blueberry Hill was a song. Yep, comes to memory now. Just, God, makes me cringe to hear it. But of course you knew it was Premier Putin because everybody in the crowd just thought it was the greatest singing they ever heard in their lives. START Treaty with Russia. We have kept our system modern. We have kept our nuclear weapons up to date. And Russia has allowed everything to decay. And by the time this treaty, in my estimation, gets done, they're going to have, even though we're, 2 or 3 to 1 with them right now, and that has acted as a deterrent ever since JFK. And now we're going to get rid of some of such a number of our nuclear weapons that their decayed, archaic system will be almost superior to ours. We're going to talk a lot more and a lot more technical about this in a future show. We didn't get to do as much on technical for that today as we wanted to because Christmas shopping for my grandbaby came into effect. But you know, the fact is that is a lousy bill. It's a lousy piece of legislation. And if we pass it because the Republicans made a deal with Barack Obama, I'm going to be totally, as Neil Cavuto was yesterday, pissed. And when you start hearing these guys on these things start talking about this is the kind of talk that's going around Washington right now, folks, we've been sold out. We have been sold out. I just hope that we don't find out that's the truth. If it's the truth, we're going to post a letter on the website. Once we can find out that there was a deal on a deal for a deal, we're going to post a letter, a fiery letter, that you can download and send to your congressman and your senator and the President of the United States. And the boat he came in on. This isn't right. It isn't right for the American people. We're going to get back before we start talking about the estate taxes they talked about. We're going to get another of the top 10 economic myths. Number 8, and I'm not sure I go along with this one as much as the people that put this together did. But number 8 is CNBC's Aaron Burnett says soda is like cocaine. The media myth, obesity is caused by advertising, and some foods and drink are like illegal substances. Now that's the way it came across. If you don't know her, she was on NBC, then she went to CNBC because of her stellar talent. Here's her, her stellar talent we'll go over in just a minute. I don't want the president's wife giving me, for myself or my kids, advice on how to eat. I'm not going to attack her personally. But you know what? She's got a few LBs that she needs to get rid of, just like all of us do.